welcome. My name is Paola Pierre. I will be leading the podcast tonight. We have with us the Madam President, Fenoria. We have our board member, Laura, and then we also have a special guest with us, Francoise Gauthier, who's going to talk to us about her story, her life, and then her beautiful daughter, Abby. This month, it's Autism Month. They celebrate, they fundraise, they do different things about awareness and autism. I've known Francoise for a long time. Francoise's brother is married to my sister Danielle, and then so now we are family. Abby's cousin as well. And my nieces always say, we have twin nieces, we share together, and then they always say, I am the favorite aunt on the mother's side, and then that's Francoise. Nenen, they call her, is the favorite aunt in the father's side. So there's no misunderstanding, nothing, so we're okay. In the midst of everything, Abby was born. And then now we have Abby with us. And then Francoise has been caring for Abby for a long time. She was diagnosed with autism. And then I've watched her, but I never really understand and then ask her exactly how does she do it? What happened? When did she find out? And then all these, things that you've been doing, traveling, treatments for Abby. So I would like to hear from Francoise tonight. And then I do apologize for never ask because it's just like family, it's just like part of our lives, and then we don't do that. So now, Francoise, good evening.
Good evening.
And thanks for joining us. Yes.
Thank you.
So tell us about you a little bit, and then we'll talk about Abby.
Yes, first of all, let me say thank you for inviting me to share my stories of my daughter, Abigail, and to basically help people understand what it is to raise a child with autism. My name is Francoise, and
I'm Abigail.
Yes, you are. Abby is 11 years old, and
I'm not 13 yet.
You're not 13 yet. Yes, she's
Because I'm not told yet.
Let me finish. Okay, we'll talk.
Okay, we can talk after, okay? Abby. And I found out that Abigail, when she was 2 years old, she was having some delay, and what I did is I asked a pediatrician if they can find out exactly why was she having this delay, because she couldn't talk and everything. So it happened that my sister-in-law at the time saw the delay and brought me a paper. And as I was reading the paper, all I was reading mostly was, and I was seeing Abigail in all the description of a child with autism. So what I did, I went to the doctor with that paper and I showed it to him. And I said, this is what I was reading. Can you tell me if my child has autism or not? And he said, no, nothing like. He didn't even read the paper. He just looked at it, said, no, nothing like that. She has not. This is nothing like that. So, at the moment, I thought I was exaggerating when he told me that. And I said, since she's going to be 2, and I see a delay in her speech, can you give me a referral for speech therapy? And at the time, if she was almost 2 years old, she said, if at 2 she doesn't speak, you can come and I'll give you the referral. Which is like a day before her birthday, I made an appointment, make sure I went, and he gave me the referral, and we went and did the speech therapy. She started at 2 years old. So with speech therapy, and it wasn't until I registered her in school when she was 3 that they approached me and told me about the autism. So, and I said, but I told the doctor about this, and he said that's not what she had. So and I find out later on that many parents were doing the same thing were happening to them, where they felt there was something wrong, and then they went to the doctor, and the doctor told them that wasn't the case. So, and that's what happened to her, and basically, and that's when it all started. When I find out, like, really that's what she had, she was already doing the speech therapy, and I just started doing more research because I am, how can I say it? I have an experience in the medical field, and I was just finishing my nursing studies at the time when I find out. So what I did is start doing research on who had a child with autism and what did they do as a treatment to help them, and who succeeded. So I was basically looking for mentors, for people like models of people who succeeded helping their child. And that's where I started going to all the meeting, because at school, when you put them in school, if they see you involved, that's why I tell every parent, if you see your child has any issue, you have to be involved with the teacher, with everybody, because if I wasn't involved, the teacher would not have asked me if I want to go take that training, take this. And I started taking those training and to help understand, because I could not, the fact that she wasn't talking, you could see that sometimes there was some frustration because she could not communicate.
Right.
So, but I was my baby can read with her when she was 6 months, not knowing that she was like, how do you say it, absorbing everything. And then it wasn't until she was 2.5 years old, I'm like, okay, she's not talking, expressing herself, but she's able to read. And I'm like, how can she read? And when you ask her a question, you're asking her, Abby, how you doing, Abby? She's not answering yes. She doesn't know to call you by mommy and daddy. That wasn't happening, but she could read. Right. So by going to the classroom and talking to other people, when I told them, it's like, you could start labeling. And I found a friend who had a child with autism. She's the one actually who contacted me and told me, you can start labeling whatever you see that she's doing right, start labeling it. And I started labeling everything in the house. And that's where she started saying words, because she could read them, and then she could explain if she want to go upstairs, if she want to go to the fridge, she would tell me fridge, even though she wasn't making a full sentence. But that's where it all started.
Wow. So no one knows your child better than you, right? So I find it ironic that, so you took your child to the pediatrician, and she's almost 2 or a little over 2?
At the time, yes.
Right? And without even examining her, he made a decision that no, she does not have, she's not autistic. She doesn't have autism. That is just unreal. So after she was diagnosed, you took her back there?
No.
Oh. I just making sure. Just making sure. Did you contact him and say, hey, you know?
I did.
Yes.
I did make sure I spoke to someone at the office to let them know this is what happened, and I found out later, and it was Abby, mommy's talking. It was a little bit, because when I went to the classroom that they are doing for parents, there was a poem that they gave me, and I posted that poem on Facebook without saying anything. And somebody from Atlanta, someone that I knew who used to live in Miami, contacted me to ask me, does your child has autism? And I say, how do you know? Because in the poem, it didn't say anything about autism. And she's like, by reading it, I could feel it. And then she called me, and she's the one who, at the beginning, was telling me, do this, because nobody told me to do it before. I met a parent, and she told me, change the diet, change this. And I was already doing research about it when she called me to confirm that she did it and that her child recovered. That's when I took it.
You used to travel with her.
Yes, yes. So that's where it all started, because she did it, and her son recovered all the way. Wow. So when she told me that, I said, okay, I'm gonna. And it was so funny that she told me, when I explained my story, she went to the same doctor.
Wow.
And then the doctor told her the same thing.
Same thing. That is.
And it's not only her. I found out from other parents that were going to other doctors, and I heard after that, they told me that until the child is 3 years old, they don't like to diagnose them with autism, because it could be something else. But the thing is, if a parent is coming to you and asking you a question, you could tell them, if you worried, then I'm worried. Let's find out what's going on.
Right.
But don't tell me that this is nothing like that. And then I found out later that was the and some people thought I was how do you call it? I can't find the word. you know,
Paranoid?
No, not paranoid, but
Hypochondriac, not for you, but for
no,
the
no,
child.
no, no. The fact that they told me to look forward, and they thought I didn't believe them, so I was in denial.
Denial.
They thought I
Yes.
was in denial, but that wasn't the reason. It wasn't the reality. Is if I'm asking, I didn't know I was autism, and if I ask the doctor, thinking that he knows what it is, and you're telling me that's not it, then when I found out later that from a teacher and a therapist,
Right.
it was like weird to me, and that's when I took this into my hand, and I looked for a doctor that is specialized in kids with autism and other disability, and he's a developmental pediatrician. I went to him, and then we started doing all the testing, and I met parents from the school that I went to, and I even went to Mexico with her.
Don't touch it.
Don't touch you.
This one's turn.
You want me to talk?
This one's turn.
So here's what I will say. I think that you have a great mom. She has great mother's intuition, and she really focused on finding and how to best take care of you. I can see you too.
She's in love with Laura.
Is.
Francoise, I know you're going to talk to me about Mexico, and then we have some.
Yes.
Some
Don't
stuff
touch
for you.
me.
Okay.
Okay.
6 feet apart.
Oh.
You're right.
Do you remember going to Mexico with mommy and daddy?
Yes.
Did you enjoy it?
Yes.
Who did you go with? Do you remember?
With all your family.
No, who else went with you? There's somebody that you always ask for. A little boy that went with you. Do you remember him?
Yeah.
What's his name?
Jacob.
No, it starts with an N.
Nickel.
Nico, yes.
Mystery sound.
You see, she's 11, and we went with her when she was 5. So this is to tell you how she can remember things that happened a long time ago. And yes, we went to Mexico to see a neurologist because other parents were going there, and we were seeing progress. And then I was going to a developmental pediatrician, and I said, you know what, let me try this. Because I'm always the kind of person, I rather try than not trying, but I always make sure I try something that is not gonna, how do you call it? How can I say it? That's gonna harm her. So I try to do things that are very soft on her. So when I went to Mexico, they did the EEG and everything, and they gave me a treatment. And that's when she was already talking from going to the developmental pediatrician, because I was giving her B12 shots from the doctor. And thank God I did the nursing. So you see how everything
Falls into place.
falls into place. With my nursing background, I was able to give her the shot. I didn't have to look for someone to give it to her. So I was giving her, and that's when she really started talking with the B12 shot. So after that, what we did, when we went to Mexico and they was giving her the treatment, that's when she really was comprehending more. And she was, when I was asking her a question, she will answer. Or if I would tell her, can you go get this for me? And she'll go and take it. Before 5, she was not able to do that. And she was not able to call you by your name. She will call you if she sees your name with
the
them.
label.
Yes, the label. But she will not, even if she knew I was a mom, she would not call me mommy. She wouldn't call me. She would make more noise, or she was frustrated, but she would not tell me mommy or daddy. No. It started at that time, and we learned that whenever they're making those efforts, not to be too excited, because whenever they start doing it and you're like, then they stop. So that's why that day when she called me, it's like I had to almost ignore that she was calling me mommy. And then,
All right, it's almost time for you to go home, for you to go back to the car. Okay, bye-bye. To go back, Abby needs to go back to the car.
Soon.
Not
Give us 2 minutes.
Yes, 2 minutes.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Abby. Thank you so
Can we
much.
set the timer for 2 minutes?
So, quickly, I heard I read this morning something like, the boys are most likely to be affected 4 times or more affected. 1 out of 46 boys to be affected, to be autism, and then the girls are about like 1 over 46 or 47 or something.
What I found out,
why?
yeah,
Yes.
what I found out from a therapist, it's because I will also try neuroplasticity, and when I went to her, she explained that the difference between the boy, why we have more boys than girls. It's almost like, I'm gonna try to give you an example. If let's say we're going to from Miami, South Miami, we say we're going to Aventura Mall. So we could take the 826, 836, 95. You could go that route.
Different ways, yeah.
There's different ways to go. For girls, okay, we have many ways that can that we can go to a place. For boys, they could have only 2 routes. So if one of them is blocked, you see it. That's why there's more boys that has autism. Now, if a girl, that's why you don't have that many girls, because there has to be so many blockage before you could tell she's autistic. So when you have a girl that's why I'm doing all those efforts with her, because that's it. It's when you hear that, it's like, oh, that's good to know. But when you realize, I'm like, hold on a second, I have a girl with autism. That means she has more blockage. That's why the autism is showing. So I need to do more work to unblock what is. So
In that case, you don't work. You're a full-time mom.
that's why, yeah, I am a full-time mom. When I learn about this, I say, then I need to make more effort with her, and that's why I realized a lot of the boys that were going to the same doctor, they were getting better quicker than her. So it's a disadvantage for girls when they have it.
They have less autism in girls, more autism in boys.
Boys.
But the boy that's
Get better quicker.
okay.
You see it in the boy because it's like it's 1 or 2 blockages, but
Yes,
for the
yes.
girls it's more.
it's multiple.
Yes, it's more.
What
for
does she
them.
like to do?
Abby, what do
What's
you
your-
like?
Yeah.
What do you like to do?
Are you doing anything?
Yeah, you like
Or
she,
everything.
she likes to draw. You like to draw, Abby, right? Yes, that's one
And
of
I
your.
like to play computer too.
I know.
Last summer
Yes, and that's why mommy always telling you not to be on the computer for.
too. Stop saying not to be on the computer too long.
You don't know that.
See?
No?
Stop playing.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Okay,
Okay.
I won't do that.
Laura, you have questions? Zanoia?
It's just amazing. I still can't get over the doctor, because to me that's delaying treatment, with him not diagnosing her, taking the time to even diagnose her. That, I mean, it's and I don't know. It's so many kids that are affected.
And it's not only the doctor, because you have to, right now, to see a neurologist to get a diagnosis. It's even worse doing COVID. Before COVID, it took me about 6 months to see a neurologist. But thank God I had but the developmental pediatrician, you have to pay. It's not, and the insurance
No, it
doesn't
does not
pay.
covered.
It's not covered. That's why I was able to get all those diagnoses before and was able to get the services, because without the diagnosis, some therapy, the ABA therapy, all those things, all of them are in a waiting list, and if you don't have the diagnosis, they cannot help you.
Wow.
Now, imagine a parent that just find out that a child has autism, then they have to go to the system. If they cannot pay a private doctor, then they're gonna have to wait more than 6 months to get that diagnosis, because the appointment, it takes time for you to find an appointment right now with a neurologist.
said at the
to
moment.
Get, yes, I forgot. She doesn't like me to say the word right now. It's at the moment.
Okay, all right. Thank you for correcting us.
Yes.
She gave us only 2 minutes, so
Yes,
Paola,
yes.
I think you need to.
Laura,
Okay.
anything?
Well,
Yeah.
I would just like to ask Abigail, is there anything else you want to share with us?
Yeah.
What is it?
And it's getting late. We don't have enough time.
Oh, okay.
That's what you want to share?
Yeah.
Do you have a story or anything?
And I'm making the story
Where do you go? Where do you go to school?
to create and read.
Not how. Where? The location. That's
Very good.
I put her in a bilingual school, not because I wanted her to speak two languages, but with her condition, I realized that I wanted to put her basically in a school where all the typical kids are there. I didn't want them to put her, and that's what they will do in the system. They would put her with other kids with autism, and she's not benefiting from being around them, because if they're not talking, she's not talking.
Right.
Makes sense.
Yes.
And but that's what the system normally does. They will put all the kids with, if the more severe that they are, then they're gonna be together, and
Right.
instead of making
Progress, true.
Yes.
they regress.
What do you like the most to do? What brings you joy when you take care of Abby? What's one little thing that brings you this?
Dancing.
Yeah.
Oh.
She likes to dance, and she likes to go on vacation. Oh my God, she likes.
no,
And
it's
you
a
do too.
noise.
I do too. I do too. She likes to go on
Go in the car.
in how do you call it, resort. She like going to hotel. So basically, it makes my life easier actually, because for birthdays and everything, when I ask her what do you want, she doesn't. It's not that she doesn't play with kids, but she always want to have her time by herself and having fun. So anything that I can find, those are mostly what I do with her, where we both have fun and we enjoy it. Because that's what she likes. Right,
That's
Abby?
great.
Beautiful.
Okay,
We would
because
like-
Let's go home.
Yes, we're going now.
Let's
Thank
go
you,
back.
Francoise,
We're not going.
for being
Let's
part
go.
of this
We're going to
podcast
Miami.
tonight. And
Yes,
then,
I want to see. Let's
we would like to see Abby again in the near future to monitor her progress, see what she's up to, what she's doing, and then as she grows older. And then good evening, everyone. Thank you.